From the past 150 years, electricity has become one of the basic needs of every country. From operating a heavy machine in factories to using a simple mixer machine in kitchen, and from charging your phone and laptops to running a big data centers, it is being used every day, everywhere. As per the survey, an Indian average household consumes around 3 to 4 kilowatt hour of electricity daily. And India alone consumes around 4.6 billion kilowatt hours of electricity every single day. And to fulfill this need, India produces 70% of its electricity requirement from coal and fossil fuels, 8.4% from solar, 8.9% from hydroelectricity, and only 2.9% from nuclear power plants. But the problem is that India spends around 1000 to 1500 crores of rupees on fuel every day just to operate its power plants. And since the majority of our power plants are rely on coal and other fossil fuels, which will last only for the next 150 to 170 years, we have to shift the maximum electricity production from non-renewable and limited energy sources towards sustainable and long-term energy sources. So our government has planned to reduce the dependency on coal-based electricity and increase the production of nuclear-based electricity by 12% by the end of 2047. And you guys will feel proud by knowing that on 7th of April 2026, India has successfully tested the second stage prototype fast breeder reactor and become world's second country to achieve this milestone after Russia. For your kind information guys, to achieve this technology, USA have invested $15 billion but couldn't make it completely viable. Japan invested nearly $12 billion in Monzo prototype, but after sodium leak led to a fire, the project had to be shut down. Even countries like UK and Germany concluded that this technology is extremely expensive and very difficult to pursue. But India achieved this milestone in just $1 billion of investment. I know you are quite confused that what is this fast breeder reactor, why it is important, and how it will impact to our country's economy. Well, to understand the impact of this reactor on our country's economy, first we need to understand the three-stage nuclear reactor program. After World War II, we all saw how destructive nuclear energy can be. But at the same time, we also noticed that if we use nuclear energy in a controlled manner, then it can solve world's biggest problem of energy. So in 1950, Homi Jahangir Bhabha, who is also known as the father of Indian nuclear program, proposed a three-stage nuclear program. In this program, he explained that how nuclear power could provide a long-term and sustainable source of energy with minimum fuel dependency. In this three-stage nuclear program, the first stage is based on pressurized heavy water reactor, where uranium-238 isotope is used as fuel. In this process, electricity is generated and plutonium-239 is produced as a byproduct. And this is the stage where most of the countries with nuclear technology have already achieved. But there is a problem with stage 1 reactors. They consume uranium and produce plutonium as a waste material. And plutonium itself is a highly reactive material which can be further used to produce electricity. But since stage 1 reactor can take only uranium as a fuel, all this plutonium become useless. And this is where stage 2 reactor came into the picture. In stage 2, the fast breeder reactor used plutonium-239 and uranium-238 as a fuel to generate electricity. And the beauty of this reactor is that it produced 10 to 40% extra plutonium-239 along with uranium-233 as byproduct. Yes, you heard it right. This reactor produces more fuel than it consumes. It is just like you went to a restaurant for dinner. You had the dinner and got 100% discount on your billing. Along with that, you also received a gift from the restaurant. And you know what guys, till now Russia was the only country to build and operate this reactor commercially. But now India have also achieved this milestone and become the second most country to possess this technology. Now in the third stage of this program, a thorium based reactor will be used, where thorium-232 and uranium-233 will be used as a fuel and it will generate electricity along with uranium-233. And just like fast breeder reactor of the second stage, it will also produce the same element as it consumes as fuel. Till now, no countries have achieved this technology at a commercial scale. But once all these three stages are implemented successfully, it can significantly reduce the dependency on fossil fuel for energy. Now coming to the main topic, what will change after this fast breeder reactor and how it will impact to the economy of our country? Well, this reactor will contribute to our economy mainly in two ways. The first is fuel cost saving. Right now, India imports around 60 to 70% of its uranium requirement from Kazakhstan, Canada and Russia. And we spend around 1 to 2 billion US dollar every year on it. And since this fast breeder reactor can produce 40% extra fuel, it can reduce our import of uranium by 80%. And second and most important point is energy security. Right now, we are heavily dependent on imported energy, and because of that, we face price volatility, foreign exchange pressure, and the risk of supply disruption. But with fast breeder reactor, we will not just reduce the dependency on imported energy, but we can also achieve a stable supply of electricity. That's all from my side. What do you think? Will our country ever become 100% self-reliant? Share your thoughts in the comment section.